everybody, and welcome to this, the world premiere of Christopher Nolan's highly anticipated, incredible action thriller, Dunkirk, live to you from Leicester Square in London. Welcome, everybody. Now, Dunkirk tells the incredible story of when 400,000 men couldn't get home. Home came to them. First, before we get our first arrivals, let's take a look at why we're so excited to be here tonight.
The enemy tanks have stopped.
Why?
Why waste precious tanks when they can pick us off from the air like fish in a barrel?
There are 400,000 men on this beach.
He's coming back round. He's coming back round!
Where are we going? Dunkirk.
I'm not going back.
There's no hiding from this sun. We have a job to do.
If we go there, we'll die.
You can practically see it from here.
What?
Home.
Right, now, as well as all these wonderful, gorgeous people who are all waving and being lovely tonight in Leicester Square, what a great crowd we have tonight. As well as everyone here in Leicester Square, we are joined all over the world by fans on Facebook Live. So good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you may be watching. Thank you very much for joining us. We would love to hear your comments, why or who you're particularly excited about seeing this evening. So please do get involved in the conversation by using the hashtag Dunkirk. And you guys can get involved as well too, using the hashtag Dunkirk. We would love to hear from you. More playing Commander Bolton in the film. Please give a huge welcome to BAFTA winner, the fabulous Kenneth Branagh. Please give a big welcome to the fabulous Cillian Murphy.
Feels like gold to me. Might not be a diamond, but it shines for me. It all feels like gold.
Playing the courageous sailor, Mr. Dawson. Please welcome Oscar-winning actor, Mark Rylance.
Still
Peter, one of the incredibly brave sailors in the film. Please give a huge welcome to Tom Glenn Kearney. Ladies and gentlemen, playing the daring Spitfire pilot Farrier in Dunkirk, please give a huge welcome. It's Tom Hardy. Playing Alex in Dunkirk and making his acting debut, please welcome Harry Styles!
Treasures that they hide, like the sun says the night, bursting through a darkened sky, left it all behind. Find it hard to see the light, see the light. When it came to
This incredible couple responsible for bringing Dunkirk to the big screen. Please welcome director Christopher Nolan and producer Emma Thomas.
An important story for a new generation of people to be aware of. Was this something you were aware of, Operation Diamond?
Please welcome Finn Whitehead, everybody. Amazing, isn't it? How does it make you feel hearing all those cheers and excitement for your film?
Yeah, it's very overwhelming. I mean, just thank you everyone for coming out, really. It's incredible.
Congratulations, your character Tommy. How does he fit into the story? How would you explain that to us?
I think Tommy should very much represent the kind of everyman British soldier of the time of World War II in general, and specifically Dunkirk. So I think that was Chris's aim when he wrote the character.
And your character in particular, I would say, is the one that we kind of get to know most about. You know, he's sort of, we feel like we know him the most, I think, from the film. We kind of, you're there at the start, and this incredible journey that you go through. What was the thing that you were expecting from this experience and going in and working with someone like Christopher Nolan?
I guess the bonus of it being my first film is that I really had no expectations.
It's incredible.
I think that his sets are quite particular. I think I've heard a lot of actors say that they're very different to other sets anyway.
Yeah.
But as my first film, I was just going in blind, really. So yeah, it was cool.
First film.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I know, I got very lucky.
You're
Yeah.
very lucky. What did you have to do to audition for it? What was required of you?
It's quite a standard audition process. I think
Yeah?
it was. I just kind of met and taped for it, and the tapes got sent off to Chris, and then I met with Chris 3 or 4 times, and eventually got offered the role.
We were talking to an Aaron earlier about the fact that authenticity is such an important thing to Christopher, and being on that beach. For you, doing that, and also the physicality of what was required of you, what was that experience like?
It was amazing. I think that in terms of the physicality and being on the beach and everything else involved, it wouldn't have been doing the people that were actually there justice to do it any differently.
Yeah, and in terms of there's not a lot of dialogue in the film. For you, was that a different, your first film, but going into it, was that a different type of acting for you, or quite a good experience in that sense?
I think that it means the lack of dialogue can mean that there's not a lot of character build up in the script, so you have to find a lot of that for yourself and go on set knowing your own character to an extent so that you can react accordingly, But I think that's an amazingly bold move, on Chris's part to do it like that.
What was your experience and your emotion when you saw the film, because you've seen it?
Yeah, I was just bowled over. I was very overwhelmed. I think it's a very relentless film, I think, to anyone who watches it.
This is exciting. This is your first
Very
film,
exciting,
and I
yeah.
can't wait to see what you do next. It's a
thank you
pleasure
very
to
much.
meet you, Finn. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Give Finn a huge round of applause, everyone. Thanks to everybody who's watching around the world. We're trending worldwide. Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy, everybody! So great to see you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
On this film. I mean, 5th time with Mr. Nolan. There must be something about him that's an attraction for an actor to work with.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, you just need to look at his films to see why, and it's a real privilege every time I work with him, and, I think it's a really, really special piece of work.
It really is. What was the attraction for this particular piece?
Initially I didn't know what the project was, and then, he sent me the script, and it was a really sort of immersive read, even just on the page. And, it was quite light on dialogue, which I thought was amazing. So you knew that it was going to be a really, really powerful visual experience. So, yeah, it was just to get back working with Chris,
And you, for your particular character and his location, and being in that boat for some of it, sort of thing with Mark, and I mean, wonderful to watch. What was the?
It was it was quite restricted quarters we had out on the ocean all the time, and it was a very tiny little crew. It was me and Mark and Tom and Barry, and it was just really small, and Chris being right there. And I think, that's the thing about Chris's films. They have a breadth and a scale, but they also have this great intimacy in the performances, which is what you want as an actor.
And the authenticity that he kind of demands with it as well. In this film in particular, and the locations and the vessels, the boat was an authentic boat.
Yeah,
from the time.
I mean, everything you see is real, and we experienced it, which I think adds to the performances of the actors, because you respond, you can't help but respond honestly,
And also, I imagine, when you're talking about the lack of dialogue, it's kind of that whole immersive thing is just a wonderful opportunity for an actor to explore.
It's pure cinema, really, isn't it? If a film can succeed, with just pure visual and the tension. I mean, I've seen it, and you're holding your breath for the whole or the whole movie. It's kind of staggering.
What was your response or your emotion when you saw it?
I mean, you go through various emotions, I think, but ultimately you come out of it sort of altered. And I've always wanted that from cinema, that it should alter you in some way, whether it be physically or emotionally. You come out and you're like, I need a drink. That was just, that was powerful.
It's the sonicness of this as well.
Yeah, the sound design and the score are all remarkable. It all just works. And it's very sophisticated storytelling as well, but it's pure cinema, really.
How would you describe Chris as a director?
I would describe him as, very, very rigorous, very demanding, very focused, very clear in what he wants. And always right there with you. You know, some directors can be far away and watching from a distance, but with Chris, he's right there beside you, and he's going through everything that you're going through, you know, whether it be physically or emotionally, and he's right there, and it creates a great bond, I think, between the performer and the director.
I think it's such an important film for people to see.
Great.
It kind of resonates, and it's, you know, that journey that those men went through are the reason that life is how it is today. It's an important story.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Thank you so much for coming and
Great.
chatting. It's great to chat
Yeah.
to you. Thank
Good
you
talk
so
to you.
much, Cillian. Enjoy tonight. Cillian Murphy, everyone. Commander Bolton, Kenneth Branagh, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, thank you.
What was the attraction for you to this project?
Chris Nolan, a great filmmaker, and that's what I knew about first, and then he told me about what he intended, this very action-packed, brief film. He had a 90-minute screenplay, and he stuck to his word and gives a kind of experience of this event that is purely cinematic and incredibly impressive.
And important.
Yes, it is. I mean, but one of the things about the film that I love is that it doesn't set itself up pretentiously to be important, because it really explores lots of ordinary lives inside this incredible thing. It's very egalitarian in that way, and it celebrates a certain kind of spirit of grace and modesty. So it's a blockbuster that doesn't take itself too seriously as a blockbuster, and is all the more moving for it, you know?
Yeah, there's some incredibly touching and moving moments with your character on the mole. And you pretty much spend your whole time on there as well. We were talking about authenticity with some of the actors in terms of how important that is, and how in particular with this film is important for Christopher. Did that help you, and was that important to you in terms of where you were? And
because of where you were, every time I turned right, the whole of that massive Dunkirk beach was there, and often the thousands of extras that we had were right next to us, and so you couldn't but be aware of how incredibly graphic it was to realize that the entire British army, 400,000 men, were trapped there with the French, and home was tantalizingly just 26 miles that way, and you could literally see it. It was and all the time under attack, ticking clock, and you are sitting ducks. So it was very visceral and incredibly humbling to actually be in the real place.
it's a wonderful ensemble cast as well, like yourself, and you know, really established actors, but also this new batch of young talents through. Finn, his first ever role, incredible and stuff. What's that like on set for you and for them as well in terms of...
Well, it's mutually beneficial because all of those younger lads who I thought did a fantastic job came with an openness, a directness, a freshness, an honesty, something that Chris Nolan was very smart to understand was part of the newness. He wanted to be at the center of it. He always said to me when we first met, he said, they were so young, everybody was so young, I want to feel that, I want to feel that youth. And so they came at it with that kind of freshness, and then you've got all this, the brilliance and the genius of Tom Hardy and Mark Rylance and Cillian Murphy. These are wonderful, wonderful actors giving a kind of ballast to it that makes for a great combination, I think.
It's a wonderful, wonderful experience to watch, and it's lovely to chat to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Wonderful, Kenneth Branagh, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Please welcome James Darcy, everyone. How are you?
Great. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, what's your reaction when you got out the car to see all this tonight?
It's just fantastic to see so many people who are here just for me.
Tell me about this experience of working with Christopher Nolan on Dunkirk. What did you take away
Well, to be
from
honest, in my opinion, and I'm obviously not alone, he's the greatest filmmaker working in the world today. I didn't even bother to dream that I might get an opportunity to work with him. And it came completely out of the blue as a huge surprise. And then he exceeded my expectations.
I was about to ask, what were your expectations?
Well, they were high. You know, they were high. As a filmmaker, they were high. But then it turns out that he's a very calm, kind, gentle man. There's no fuss. He knows exactly what he wants. He's extremely good at talking to all the crew and all the actors. And it was truly a magical experience.
Tell us a little bit about your character, Colonel Winnant.
Well, I play the sort of highest-ranking army officer that we meet in Dunkirk, and he, like everybody else, is utterly confused as to what happens next. You know, they obviously all expected to die, and it was simply a question of time. Those who were officers were somewhat distantly aware that help was sort of on the way, but not in the form that they expected. And I think my character, you know, Kenneth Branagh and I are sort of the Greek chorus of the film, and explaining kind of what actually happened, which is, you know, for such a colossal military failure, is an incredible story, you know, where it makes you feel extremely proud to be British when you know the full version of it.
And the way that Christopher's told this story from the land, from sea and from air, it's an incredible amalgamation of these stories of these young men and these men, you know, who...
Well, absolutely, and I love that he named his leading character Tommy, because he didn't really have a name. He's any one of those boys out there on the beach.
Yeah. Well, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It is a wonderful film, and enjoy tonight, this great reception. Lovely to meet you. James Darcy, everyone. Thank you. This is very exciting because we're joined now by Chris and Emma. You guys' story that you've wanted to tell this story for a long time. I believe going back to a boat trip in the 90s, if that's right.
Yeah, I don't think we quite had any idea that was going to turn into this. But no, it was it was an arduous journey that made a very big impression on us. It's always been, you know, the story of the evacuation of Dunkirk has always sort of loomed large, I think, for everybody who grows up in Britain. It's a great honour to tell it.
Christopher, where did you start with kind of planning out how you wanted to tell this story? What was the starting point for you?
I mean, the starting point for me was looking at a lot of first-hand accounts. Emma gave me some books with first-hand accounts of people who were actually there, and
in reading that and hearing about different aspects that I knew nothing about originally, I became more and more interested in the idea of taking the audience there and really trying to construct an immersive experience. That's why we shoot IMAX. That's why we really try and encourage people to see it on the big screen, because we want the audience to really feel like they've been through some small measure, some small idea of what it would have been like to be on that beach, or to be in the cockpit of a Spitfire flying above that beach, or be in a small boat making that trip across the channel into a war zone.
Well, I've heard some of your cast tonight talk about the experience of that authenticity, being in those boats and being in a plane with a camera strapped to the side of it. That's important for you, that authenticity of, especially for this film, in terms of the locations and the vessels. And
I think the tone of the film, for me, it was always very important that it feel real. We've seen a lot of archive footage of this event. We know a lot about what things were really like then, and we wanted it to have a timeless feel, a contemporary feel. And so to me, that's about realism. That's about staging things in front of the camera and not animating things with CG or using green screen. Really trying to get our cast in a safe reconstruction of what the events would have been and see what our cameras can find.
And also in terms of this wonderful cast that you brought together, these, established gentlemen of British film, but also this incredible new talent that we see through Finn's first film. He's just incredible in this film. Was that an easy thing to put together?
I mean, it was a long process, and I would actually say it was one of the more fun casting experiences that we've ever had, because we kind of got to have our cake and eat it too. We managed to we had roles for established actors that we've long been admirers of, like Kenneth Branagh and Mark Rylance, and of course we also got to work with some people that we've worked with before
regulars.
and love. And then we also got to discover some new talents, and that was tremendously exciting. Took a long time, but it was brilliant, and they were all fantastic.
Well, all the wonderful pieces of this puzzle are just incredible. So congratulations to you both. It is great. It's lovely to chat to you.
Thank
you
very
so
much.
much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Thank
you, Emma. Enjoy your premiere. It's Harry Styles, everyone.
Hello.
Or Alex in the film.
Apparently so, yeah.
I didn't know he had a name, but I now
He
know.
did.
Alex, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're really good in this, and
Thank
the film
you.
is incredible.
The film is incredible, I think. Yeah.
What was your emotion and your sort of experience when you watched it for the first time?
I think watching it is so emotional. It's kind of the opposite side of war that I don't think most films set in wartime is. It's so human, and you're kind of, drawn into these characters and obviously going along with them. I think the way that Chris films, you feel like you're running alongside them and you feel like you're swimming with them. And I think it's incredible. It makes it this incredibly visceral experience to watch.
Your first film.
Yeah.
What was your expectation going in, and what was the reality?
I don't know really. I'm such a massive fan of Chris. I think I was just excited to kind of be part of this, and I think I was excited to watch it before I was involved in it really. So I feel very privileged to have got to work with such an amazing group of actors and such an amazing crew, and obviously Chris. I feel very spoilt. I may have peaked too soon.
I was going to ask, what do you think you've learned from it in terms of being an actor?
I don't know. It's hard to be around people that you're such a fan of and not just want to soak up everything.
Tell all
you
these
can,
people
really.
here, mate. See?
Yeah, it's. I've learned. I enjoyed it very much. I really loved it. It was a good time, and I think it's really important to tell this story as well. So
yeah,
it's. I feel very lucky.
Well, it's about these young men who they just want to get home, and they'll kind of go through anything to get home. And that camaraderie between these young men on screen was kind of mimicked on set from what I hear with you guys. There was a great atmosphere and a great kind of chemistry between you all. You're laughing. I'm hoping that's the truth.
No, it is. Yeah, I think we all knew what the focus was, and that was to make this film as good as it could be. I think Chris was always going to make an amazing film, and that just meant that we had to do our parts. And the focus was obviously telling this story in the best way that we could. So for us, there wasn't too much like focus on us. It was very much we all wanted to tell the story, and any difficult times is obviously going to kind of bring you together.
Yeah, there's quite a lot physically demanded of you all, in the sea and trying to stay
Swimming
afloat.
loads.
Yeah. How was your swimming?
I'm better at swimming than I was when I started the film, for sure. I feel so free now, and I'm just in my trunks and not the wall and everything. But as difficult as it would ever get, we were obviously so aware that it was nothing in comparison to obviously what they would have been through. So it was difficult to ever kind of focus on any personal discomfort. You were kind of clipped around the ear if you were ever complaining. So.
But he's so authenticity is really important to him. So. Whereas a lot of people would have just kind of get in the tank and we'll blue screen it behind you. It's not about that for him. It's about you being there and being in it and being...
Yeah, I think he creates the physical world around you. So as much as you could possibly be in that situation, I think Chris gets you as close as you could ever be. And I think being around someone so passionate about what they do, who obviously knows so much about it. I think my first day on set, he told me that my laces were tied wrong, and they would have tied them differently. And I think when you're around someone who's so passionate, it's so infectious and obviously incredibly inspiring. So he's kind of like the conductor who also knows how to play every single instrument. So it's very easy to trust him when you're on set with him.
What was that first day like? Can you remember?
My first day was maybe the worst weather day that we had on the whole shoot. So... I remember at the end of the first day, I was very much like, what am I doing? I think I want to go back to the studio. But I feel very lucky to have been a part of it,
And more?
I'm maybe one and done.
Oh,
I'd do this again.
You can't
I'd do this
say
one
that.
again. I really enjoyed this. I'd do this one again.
Come on, there's got to be...
I've peaked too soon. There's nowhere to go.
There's plenty places to go, because this, it's an ensemble cast,
Absolutely,
it's all these pieces to the puzzle. So there's more for you to do if you want to do it. Do you want to do more?
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
Really?
I mean, I loved this. I really loved this. And I feel very lucky to have got to work with everyone that was on this. So I hope people enjoy it.
They will.
And I enjoyed it. I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe not.
Would you like to say anything to all these lovely fans who are here for you? But also, there's a lot of people watching all around the world, if there's anything you want
a massive thank you for coming out and supporting the film. You're all wonderful. We love you very much. We hope you enjoy it. We think it's a really special film, and we hope that you love it as much as we love it. So thank you so much. See you soon.
Wonderful Harry Styles, everybody. What a night it's been. Now, as we eagerly await the arrival of Prince Harry, let's take a look back at some of the incredible highlights of this evening so far at the world premiere of Dunkirk Season. So here we are at the World of Dunkirk in Leicester Square in London. All the cast and crew and filmmakers have made their way across the bridge from Leicester Square into the Odeon Cinema to welcome tonight's special guest who is about to arrive right here in Leicester Square. Hundreds of fans here in Leicester Square excited to meet the cast and filmmakers of this film. Wonderful reception for all those and also these incredible veterans. And there's the arrival of Prince Harry, tonight's special guest, who is going to be introduced to the filmmakers and cast. And wonderful to see some veterans here alongside him this evening. There's a few of those already made their way into the cinema and got a rousing applause from the audience as they did so. This film highlights the importance of what these young men went through all those years ago. And Prince Harry making his way towards the cinema. The world premiere this evening, taking over pretty much the whole of Leicester Square on a wonderful, wonderful sunny evening. As you heard Christopher Nolan talk earlier, this is a film that he and his producing partner Em have been wanting to make for a number of years. I wonder if he prefers popcorn or a hot dog. Leicester Square just done out perfectly this evening for this world premiere. Cinemas are full, both here in Leicester Square. The IMAX as well, ready to watch this incredible film from director Christopher Nolan, written and directed by him. As His Royal Highness Prince Harry makes his way around Leicester Square. To be introduced to the cast and filmmakers of Dunkirk. Harry being taken round the square by Tessa Street, who is the general manager of the Odeon Cinema. No stranger to premieres happening within her cinema, not always in the presence of royalty. His Royal Highness about to make his way across the bridge into the foyer of the cinema to be met by cast and filmmakers and executives from Warner Brothers. Huge turnout tonight in Leicester Square for the world premiere of Dunkirk. I'm sure just a few of those people in attendance are here to see a sighting of Mr. Harry Styles, his first film role. In fact, he's not the only young actor to be given the opportunity by Christopher Nolan for it to be his first film role, alongside these incredibly established and highly respected actors in the film who Prince Harry's about to meet. As he he makes his way into the foyer of the cinema. Ushering his guests in. Josh Berger, the president and managing director of Warner Brothers UK, Ireland and Spain. Josh himself appointed as CBE in the Queen's 2012 birthday honours list for services to the UK's creative industries. Josh will then take His Royal Highness Prince Harry down the line to meet the cast and filmmakers. Josh is also the chairman of the British Film Institute, having been a BFI governor since 2011. Also a member of the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, the Creative Industries Council, of which Prince Harry's brother and his wife are patrons. Josh then about to introduce Prince Harry to, first up, Mr. Tom Hardy. Straight in for a hug, love it. Tom plays a character, Farrier, in Dunkirk. His third collaboration with director Christopher Nolan. The pair first worked together on the fabulous Inception and were reunited, of course, with The Dark Knight Rises. The incredible Mark Rylance next, who plays Mr. Dawson in the film. Wonderful actor of both stage and screen. Multiple awards won by Mark, including an Academy Award, 3 BAFTAs, Tony Awards, Olivier Awards. You might have seen him in the fabulous BFG. Prince Harry making his way down the line as well. Cillian Murphy played Shivering Soldier, his 5th time working with Christopher Nolan. By the looks of that haircut, he is still filming Peaky Blinders as well, the fantastic Stephen Knight created BBC drama. Sir Kenneth Branagh next, who plays Commander Bolton. Not just an actor, of course, a director, producer and screenwriter for both stage and screen. He's now president of the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts and holds a prestigious Michael Balcon Award from the British Academy of Film and Television Arts. He received his knighthood in 2013 for his services to drama and the community in Northern Ireland. Sir Kenneth Branagh, such an established and wonderful actor and part of our creative industries here in the UK, and stood next to him as a young actor, just 24 years of age, Barry Keoghan, who plays young George in the film. Barry spends most of his time in the film alongside Mark Rylance and another young actor, Tom Glyn Carney. Mark Rylance there, looking overjoyed to also be introduced to veterans this evening as well at this world premiere of Dunkirk, and Cillian also. There we go. Barry Keoghan, all smiles for Prince Harry as he makes his way down this lineup of the cast and filmmakers of Dunkirk. Next up, James Darcy, who plays Colonel Winnant, who we spoke to earlier on the red carpet, who said it'd been a bit of a dream of his to work with Christopher Nolan, never in his wildest dreams expecting that dream to become a reality. His character, Colonel Winnant, very much plays alongside Kenneth Branagh's character in the film, as they remain on the on the beach at Dunkirk, awaiting, trying to help as much as they can. Next up is the Welsh actor, the fabulous Aneurin Bernard, who plays a character called Gibson in the film that we can't say too much about. A graduate of the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, first gained attention playing the lead role in the Tony Award-winning musical Spring Awakening. For his performance, he won the 2010 Olivier Award for Best Actor in a Musical. And next to Aneurin, a young gentleman some of you may recognise. His first film role, playing Alex in Dunkirk, Mr. Harry Styles.
How are you, sir? Lovely to meet you. My name is Aneurin. Lovely to meet you.
It's been a year of firsts for Harry. His first debut album, solo album, came out in May earlier this year, and making his acting debut in Dunkirk as part of this incredible ensemble cast. As he said earlier, not sure whether there's going to be any more. If this is the one and only, I'm sure we'll see him up on that big screen more times. Next up, an incredible young actor, Jack Lowden, who plays a character called Collins. Graduated from the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama in Glasgow in 2011. Starred in the theatre version of Chariots of Fire in London before going on to win an Olivier Award and the Ian Charleson Award for his role as Oswald in Richard Eyre's 2000 adaptation of Ibsen's Ghosts. Jack's character Collins, very much a double-headed role as airman in this film alongside Tom Hardy's character. Tom Glencarney, who plays the character Peter, who's also currently starring, not tonight obviously, in Sam Mendes directed play The Ferryman, written by Jez Butterworth. After a sellout run at the Royal Court, just recently transferred to the Gilgood Theatre. This, however, Dunkirk, is his feature film debut. He plays Peter, a young sailor who is in one of the many boats that leaves the coast of England to sail to Dunkirk to try their best to see how they can help. And this young man, Finn Whitehead, who plays Tommy, who you might have seen his face on some of the posters, an incredibly important character in this film, but this is Finn's feature film acting debut. Exciting times for him. Exciting future. He's a member of the National Youth Theatre. Was also named as one of Screen International Stars of Tomorrow last year. And the two people who have made this film possible, the huge talent that is Emma Thomas, producer of the film, and director Christopher Nolan. Such a successful partnership on the big screen. Husband and wife, off screen and on screen, just this brilliant partnership that have brought us such incredible films. Inception, Dark Knight trilogy, Interstellar, and now Dunkirk. Prince Harry shaking the hand of the writer-director of the film Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan, as he makes his way down the rest of that line here at the world premiere.